All right, now for some insights into the two countries' relations, we're now joined by Jenny Seeto. She's the chair of a statutory Fijian organization called Investment Fiji. And she's also the president of the Chinese Association of Fiji. Jenny, welcome to Global Watch. First of all, Fiji joined the China Proposed Belt and Road Initiative in 2018. So how has their cooperation under this framework translated into the business sector?
Thank you, and thank you for having me on your show. So as you know, BRI does aim to strengthen Fiji's connectivity between rural and urban areas through the development of infrastructure such as bridges and roads, allowing greater access to necessary facilities and resources. And it also does provide a platform for attracting investment in key sectors such as infrastructure, tourism, and energy. So over the years, some of the successful projects have been implemented, have been bridges. There was about 30 million spent by the Chinese government on the Stinson Parade Bridge and Watuanga Bridge. There is currently a Fijian $300 million project underway to upgrade 82 kilometers of rural roads, a construction of 22 new bridges, and the maintenance of crucial roadways on Vanuatu, which is Fiji's second largest island. The BRI has also led to increased Chinese investment in Fiji's tourism sector, which is a crucial part of Fiji's economy. So we have seen Chinese companies invest in several tourism-related projects. So Fiji and China have conducted high-level diplomatic exchanges. It's as evidenced currently now by our visit by our Prime Minister in Fiji, and there have also been other delegations that have been to Fiji. So in terms of providing a platform for Fiji and China to negotiate and sign various economic and trade agreements, it reflects the strategic partnerships between our two nations. But we do need to ensure that the impact of the MOU and agreements actually do achieve what the stated objectives are.
Jenny, you have 40 years of experience in the business sector and you currently serve as the chair of Investment Fiji. So what are the interrelated investment opportunities between China and Fiji?
So Fiji is well recognized as the regional hub. If you look at its geographical positioning, it makes it a very strategic gateway to regional markets. So it's a prime location for investment in logistics and distribution networks, and our pristine environment offers significant potential for tourism-related investments. Statistics indicate a growing demand in tourism, and in order to meet this demand, we estimate that Fiji requires about 500 rooms. So there is significant opportunity for investments. There's also Fiji's commitment to renewable energy to align ourselves with global sustainability goals. And this presents attractive investments in renewable projects. For example, Fiji has benefited from China's build on hydro projects. We are also on a campaign, Government and Investment Fiji, we're on a campaign to diversify the economy into other sectors such as commercial agriculture. So for example, the rice farming cultivation, Fiji actually produces less than 20% of its rice consumption needs, and over 80% is being imported. So China, we're grateful that China is supporting our rice program through the provision of expertise, machinery, and seeds. The other area that we could benefit from, or in terms of exchange, is really aquaculture. Fiji does have premium sea produce. Because of our pristine waters, our fish and crabs and lobsters, for example, is well in demand. But we do import a lot of shrimps, for example, for tourism. And to me, China's extensive expertise in aquaculture, there's a great opportunity. We can collaborate and develop sustainable local shrimp farming practices and leverage on China's techniques, infrastructure support, and the environment management strategies. There's also value-added investments. Fiji produces a fair bit of raw products, for example, for exports such as sugar, timber, and fruit, but we lack the value-added industries. So it would help our manufacturing industries a lot if China could, for example, provide artisans to upskill our local communities and industries to manufacture furniture. You know, we have valuable furniture such as sandalwood, mahogany, and other hardwood species that. And a number of these species, I know that the China market does demand as well. So even things like technical assistance and knowledge transfer from China, that's very crucial for advancing our local industries and enhancing our workforce skills. There's also an affordable housing program. We learn a lot. We see the other countries using products from China, you know, for cost-effective construction techniques such as prefabricated and modular design. So we can certainly learn from that as well.
Exactly. And about tourism, which I personally am very interested in, we know that Fiji is blessed with a beautiful natural scenery and abundant marine resources, which you just described, a lot of seafood there. China is Fiji's fourth largest tourism market. So what has Fiji been doing to attract more Chinese tourists?
So we have a marketing arm called Tourism Fiji, and they have collaborated with various Chinese media outlets to showcase Fiji's natural beauty and marine resources to Chinese travelers. We recognize Fiji. Culture is very important to Fiji, and so it is to the Chinese as well. And we've been very pleased to have visits from Chinese groups, especially during the Chinese Lunar New Year. We also have what we call a China Ready program, where we focus on providing language support, educating staff and partners on Chinese customs, offering Chinese-friendly menus, and ensuring, you know, especially the safety of our visitors. Fiji is, I think you would agree, one of the safest places in the world to be. So, you know, we do customized packages, we have personalized services, and that's all been created in collaboration with Chinese travel agents and, of course, supported by our Fijian tourism partners. And
Jenny,
of course, if there were direct flights between China and Fiji, that would significantly enhance connectivity, making travel more convenient for the Chinese visitors.
Jenny, you mentioned a few moments ago when you were talking about agriculture, the rice growing situation in Fiji, but obviously Fiji's location, especially down there in the tropics, makes its weather conditions ideal for tropical crops. So what have the priorities been for cooperation between China and Fiji in this agricultural sector?
I think so far it's focused mainly on rice, because over 30, 40 years, Fiji has not been successful in growing rice. And so rice has been the main focus so far, but mushrooms, recently, the Jantao technology has been introduced into Fiji, and that's enabled farmers. It's been providing a good source of revenue for farmers in Fiji. But I think what we need to develop further is the Fiji population is not quite used to using mushrooms in that way. So I think enhancing the use of mushrooms in that area would be good. We also have, for example, very promising opportunities in terms of high-value crops such as ginger. I know Chinese like ginger, and Fiji is known for its very organic ginger. There's vanilla, turmeric, and organic fruit and vegetables. With our environment, you know, the land that we have, these are some of the products that we could have in Fiji.
Right, and Jenny, you hold several positions related to exchange between China and Fiji. Apart from being the chair of the Investment of Fiji, you are also a trustee of Chinese Education Society in Fiji. So what can you tell us about cultural exchanges and how these exchanges have promoted mutual understanding?
Yeah, so one of the other roles I wear, apart from the Chinese education role, is I'm also president of the Chinese Association of Fiji and the patron of the Chinese Youth and Social Cultural Association. So collectively, we, together with the Chinese Education Society, we do promote Chinese culture in Fiji. You'll find, for example, our youth, and when it comes to Chinese New Year, they actually do the line dance through the streets, and we have other non-Chinese business groups as well, welcoming the line dance into their shops, and you understand the cultural significance of that. And in May 2023, I had the distinct honor of attending the 10th Conference for Friendship of Overseas Chinese Associations at the Great Hall of the People in Beijing. And this event was really significant. It provided a vital platform for global dialogue, uniting leaders from Chinese communities around the world to share not only business ideas, but cultural information. I've been to China quite a number of times, and including to my parents' villages in Tungkon. And each visit has allowed me to witness the remarkable developments across the country, whether it's in the urban centers or rural areas. And every time I go, I see developments that have happened, and I'm very proud to come back and tell Fiji how quickly China actually does adapt to progress and to change. So just coming back to the Chinese Education Society, it's really quite pivotal in promoting Chinese language and culture amongst Fijian students in Itiasen schools, which is multicultural. The Chinese Education Society runs Chinese schools in Fiji. Although we say they're Chinese schools, actually the Chinese role is now really less than 50%. But they run like Chinese language courses, cultural workshops, celebrations of traditional Chinese festivals. And they also, there's a lot of exchange programs with China. So for example, there's student exchange programs. There's also the United Nations model program, which our students participate in. And Yat-sen was actually given the honor of being a model Chinese language education school, and was cited as one of the, or as the outstanding school in the Pacific region. So we do have China exchange programs. We have groups coming in from China to Fiji, teaching, for example, martial arts, paper cutting, painting, calligraphy, cultural dances, music, and various Chinese activities in Fiji. So there is a fair bit of cultural exchange, but I think we can have a lot more of these cultural exchanges because they are events that that the public really looks forward to. We have had, for example, Chinese dance troupes that have come to Fiji. We've had acrobats troupe, and no other country, I would say, has brought in acrobats to Fiji or Chinese dance groups to Fiji. So these are like really good cultural events to have because it does promote Chinese culture, and we're really proud to showcase, you know, the fine arts of China.
Right, promoting mutual understandings and cooperations are not as difficult as acrobats, actually. But I hope that the visit by Prime Minister, because he took a lot of notes during his visit in China, I hope the visit of Fiji Prime Minister will further promote bilateral relations. Thank you very much, Jenny, the chair of Investment Fiji. Thank you very much for your insight.